Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I have another vintage block for you. This one is called the Double Sawtooth block, and here is my version. I made this with two different prints that are close to the same colorway and a low volume background. And this one just uses squares and half square triangles. So it's really not too difficult. So I hope you'll stay with me and I'll show you how to make this block. Here are the pieces that you're going to need to make a double sawtooth block. For A, you're going to need one 6.5 inch square, and this will be your focal fabric. For B and D, you need 6 3-inch squares, or you can use triangle paper like I'm doing here. This is 2-inch finished half square triangles by Triangles on a Roll. For C, you need two 2.5 inch squares, and for E, you need two 2.5 inch squares for your background. So I'm going to start by making the half square triangles, and I'm going to pin these layers together. B is my print fabric, and D is, B is my print fabric, D is my background. And I'm just going to put those right sides together. And I've got selvages on both of these over here, so I'm going to put the selvages together and put on my paper. And I'm going to pin in places that I'm not going to be sewing so that the pins aren't in the way. And I'm going to sew on the dotted lines and cut on the solid lines. So we got to do the sewing part first. And you don't need a lot of pins, just enough to keep everything together and keep things from shifting. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine and do some sewing on this. Now I'm going to put my stitch length down to 1.8. You can go lower than that if you'd like to, and then I'm just going to sew on these dotted lines. And you can follow the arrows here if you want, or just ignore them, just as long as you sew on those dotted lines. Okay, now I'm going to go cut this on the solid lines and remove the paper and press, and these will be ready to go into the block. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is cut on the solid lines all the way around the outside. And you can rotate your mat, or you can rotate the fabric here at this step. So now I'm done cutting, and I just need to remove the paper. So I'm just going to crease it back and pull it off. And there's a half square triangle. So when I open this up, it will measure 2.5 inches square. So I'll be pressing these and trimming off the dog ears. So now we're going to make sets out of these half square triangles, and what we need to do is make 4 sets, and two pairs of each set. So we're going to start out by making this set. So we need 2 sets of those, so I'm just going to stack them on top of each other. And then for the next set, we want them to go this direction. So it's kind of making an arrow when you lay this out. So, or flying geese unit. So if you see that, then you know you've got them going the right way. Okay, so you're going to have 2 of these and 2 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and start sewing these together, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm working on the first set. This is what I'm calling set A. And at this point, I'm going to go to a scant 1/4 inch because there's a lot of seams here and I want everything to fit. So a scant 1/4 inch will help. So these are the first 2 pieces of the first 2 sets of the first 2 in the first set. So set A. And I'm going to add the 3rd piece. Let me show you what we've got here. I'll get things to work here. Okay, so I've got 2 of these. There. And so I've got 2 of these. Those are set A, and now I'm going to do set B. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and lay out the block. So I'm going to start with the center A piece, and then it gets a row like this, and then a row like this at the bottom, or no, this way. And then this row goes here, and this row goes here. So what I'm looking for is I want a diagonal line from here to here. And then we have E and C squares. And they go in opposite corners. so the colors go across from each other. Okay, so I'm double checking because these two make a diagonal line, but these two come together. So this is what I'm looking for. So I need to sew two of the sides to the center. I need to sew these end squares to the other two and then put them all together. So we'll go back to the machine and do that. There we go. Okay, now I'm ready to press and we can look at the block. Okay, I'm going to press towards the center because there aren't as many seams that way. Well, there we go. So here's the double sawtooth block. Well, that is it for the double sawtooth block, and this is one that I think you will like. I hope you'll give it a try, and you know, use whatever colors you want. You know, you could use a whole bunch of these in a quilt and make them each a different colorway if you want. I think that would be interesting. So if you like this video, please click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.